So this video is for those of you who are studying for the math exam. This is Unit 3 review, and we're gonna be going over the PowerPoint. There's gonna be 2 videos that I'll be uploading, so you guys can take a look at it later on. Let's go over this PowerPoint. Vocabulary scatter plots. This is basically vocabulary. Go to vocabulary, watch the video on scatter plots. Review the text listed on page 2 of your notes packet. Basically, this is the notes. You review the following pages in your notes packet to answer the questions on the next few slides that I'll be going over, and review the videos. The topics that we're covering will be variables, associations, linear and nonlinear associations, striking deviations, and strong and weak correlations or associations. So first we're going to do is start off with variable associations. So what are the similarities and differences between positive association, negative association, and no association scatter plots? So first it says in a positive association, the both x and y increase. Yes, they both of them increase when positive association, it goes positive direction. The both x and y will always increase. But the opposite would be in a negative association, the x increases and the y decreases. So they both, so the x increase and the y decrease. And so when there is no association, there is no pattern or relationship between x and y. There's no relationship when there's no association. And the fourth bullet would be positive and negative association from a line. Also, the points x coordinate increases. The difference is in the y values. In a positive association, the y value increases, while in a negative association, the y coordinate decreases. So point x increases in a positive and negative association, and there's differences in y values. In a positive association, the y value increases, while in negative association, the y will decrease. So negative, it would be decreasing the y coordinate. So this is a variable associations we gone over. Linear and nonlinear associations. So the question is, what are the similarities and differences between linear association and nonlinear associations in scatter plots? So in a linear association, the points are moving in a line. They're always moving straight in a line, even when it's going towards a straight throughout the graph. In a nonlinear association, the dots are not moving in a line. So it's not moving in the line when it's nonlinear. And the similarity would be the points are scattered. The points are scattered would be the similarity of linear and nonlinear associations. Strong and weak associations. What are the similarities and differences line of best fit that shows a strong high association, moderation association, and a line of best fit that shows a weak low association? Basically, in a line of best fit with a strong high association, the points are close to the line with some toughing the line. So basically, these are just notes. This is a strong weak association. So in a line of best fit, with a strong high association, the points are close to the line. It's some toughing of it. So they're close to the line with some toughing the line. In a line of best fit, the moderation association, the points are slightly further away from the line. So rather, if the graph, so if you would draw the line of best fit, the strong association would be if it's a little close, but if the dots are a little farther from the line of best fit, then most likely it would be weak association because it's not that strong. In a line of best fit with a weak low association, the points are far away. It's possible that no points are tough in the line, means like getting towards the line. So just to clarify, when you draw a line of best fit, it doesn't matter if it's positive or negative direction. Then if it's strong, then it's like close to the line, the scatter plotted. And if it's far from the line of best fit, it's weak association. Okay, next page. Striking deviations. So what does an outlier below the data set mean? The data is lower than typical. So the outlier is basically far from the scatter plots, the clusters, and the plotted graphs. And what does the outlier about the data set mean? The data is basically higher than typical. It means that it's higher from the data set. The cluster represents data that is commonly and happens frequently, like it's close together and basically it's common and happens frequently. So we're going to start with question 1. What type of variable association is shown on the scatter plot? I'll pause this video and see if you can figure it out. So this is basically a strong negative association because the points are close together. They're kind of close together. The rest of them is a little far distant. And it's moving in a downward direction. It's moving in a negative direction. And that's all you gotta know is, so if it goes in that direction, it's a negative direction. It's downward direction. And it's a strong negative because they're close together, the points. Question 2. So again, pause this video and see if you can figure it. So whenever I go over the questions, just pause the video and try on your own, or just wait till I go over the questions. So basically, what type of variable association is shown in the scatter plot? So this is a weak negative because the points are spread out. So it's spread out. Some lines are just distant from each other. And it's moving in a downward direction because it's moving in a negative direction, but also the points, the clusters are like spread apart. But there's a lot of points in the graph, but it's spread out. So it's weak negative. Like I said, if it's spread out, then it's weak association. But if it's close together, then maybe it's gonna be a strong association, whether it's positive, constant, or negative. Question 3. What type of variable association is shown in the scatter plot? So this is a weak plot. This is going the positive direction. And of course, because the reason why it's weak positive is because the points are spread out. The points are moving in an upward direction. So upward direction is going up, is increasing, so it's a positive direction, but the point on the graph is spread out, so it's a weak positive direction. Question 4. What type of variable association is shown in the scatter plot? This is, so as you can see, it's close to each other. The plotted graphs, basically these dots are closer together. So it says here the points are close together and they do form a line. The points are moving in an upward direction, so it's going positive and it's a linear straight line. But note that the points do not have to form a perfectly straight line to make it linear. It can also form a cluster, or it can form outliers too. But as long as it seems like it's going straight, it has got to be a linear uh, association into the scatter plot, and that's all you gotta know. So they're close together. These points are close together. They form a line. It's linear, strong linear positives, and it's going positive direction. The points are moving in an upward direction. And just note that the points do not have to form a perfectly straight line in order to make it linear. Alright, next question. So, question 5. What type of variable association is shown in the scatter plot? So here it's just spread around, it's spread apart, and it's here and there on the graph, so it's no association. The points are spread out and not moving in a particular direction, so it's like no association. You can't tell whether it's going positive or negative. If you make a line, if you go a positive direction from here, you can't really tell because it's in the middle. If you go negative too, so it can just intersect, but you can't really tell, so it's no association. So the points are spread out and not moving in a particular direction. Question 6. What type of variable association is shown in the scatter plot? This is nonlinear. It's not forming a line. It's a curved line. Whenever it's curved line, it's a nonlinear association shown in the scatter plot. So basically it says here that the points do not form a line, so it's nonlinear, as you can see. Question 7. So here, the weight and gas mileage of top selling cars are plotted on the graph. So it's plotted on the graph. You gotta describe the relationships between the weight of the car in tons and the miles per gallon. So you can tell, so you can see here are just the answers, but let's take a look at the graph. So here you see, it said here too. The answer says here to the graph, so it's a negative association. It's going negative direction, and this is a line of best fit. So as you can see, as the x increases, the y will be decreasing, and the heavier the car, the less gas mileage. So the x increases, you see the x is already here, but the y is starting to decrease, would be from here, and it will start decreasing. And you can really tell from there that the heavier the car, the less gas mileage. Alright, this is the slide that I might stop at. The next video, I'll be going through the entire slide. So I'm going to go over this question and then I might end the video. Question 8. So same question from the last question. The scatter plot below shows the average traffic volume and average vehicle speed on a certain freeway for 50 days in 1999. Describe the relationship between average traffic volume and average vehicle speed shown on the scatter plot. So you can see that this is a negative association. It's going in a negative direction. And again, so for negative, basically, if you take a look at go to the back of the slide, as x increases, the y decreases whenever it's a negative association. And the x is basically the traffic volume, so it's increasing from here. But the vehicle speed, the average vehicle speed shown on the y-axis of the graph, it decreases because it's going negative direction. So it's starting to decrease from here, but increasing from here. Alright, so I might stop at here and then I'll continue on with the next one.